So this is the mask. That's the outside. This is the inside. There's a little pocket that you can push some kitchen paper into as another filter. I've made this bit double, so there's 3 layers in all that you breathe through. And you can also put a nose shaper of a pin, push that in that little channel there, but you don't need to do that, or a pipe cleaner. There are 3 pattern pieces, one for the outside. You cut 2 of those. If you want to do 3 layers, you cut 4 of these mouth pieces and 2 cheek pieces. But make sure that if you're using a patterned cloth that you pair them, especially your outside one. So once you've cut everything out, take the cheek pieces, the pair of cheek pieces, and iron a little crease just here, just a bit bigger than a foot, your sewing foot width. It doesn't have to be too accurate because it'll be facing inwards. And do that to both pieces, making it a pair, because it's slightly different shapes either side, so you must get it paired. So there's my pair. And then if you're just going to do one layer of cloth for the mouth piece, then you'll be pressing the same little piece, a little hem on that side. And then we've got the large face piece, and if you're going to do a double layer for the mouth piece, then you need 4 pieces. You see it's 2 pairs there, 2 pairs there. So we'll go to the sewing machine now and we will sew around the nose side. This is the nose bit, this very sharp curve at the top. So I use about a foot width. It's much easier to butt each piece up against the next piece as you're sewing. If you're just doing a single layer of the mouthpiece, make sure that your neat sides are inside. Put them together and then you're going to sew down the nose line. So once you've sewn your nose lines, open them up and iron the seams flat. So once you've ironed your seams flat, just where the curve is, take your pair of scissors and very carefully do some tiny little snips around the curve, and that just helps the seam open up a bit more and gives it a better finish. So now your mouthpiece will either look like this if you want it single, or if you're going to do it double, you need to turn it so that the right sides are the inside, and make sure that the nose peak is at the top on both sides. Don't put one at the bottom and one at the top. and then you're going to stitch down this side and this side, and then turn it inside out, or the right side up. Once you've turned it to the right side, press both the seams flat, this one flat. So now you take your face 2 and then your mouth 2. If it's just the single one, you put all the seams on the outside, seams on the outside piece. And then if you're doing a double layer lining, then you do the same thing, pin it, but obviously you can't see your seams this time, but make sure that the outside seam is on the outside. Match up the 2 seams and pin them together, and that one's the same. Pin them together, top and bottom. Once you've done that, take your cheek 2 piece, but make sure that it fits exactly, because the pattern is it's slightly different on both sides, and it should just slot over the top, just like that. Seam on the outside, and as you see, it's loose there. So there they are, all pinned, ready to sew, and it's best to start on the nose seam, and then you're going to go the whole way around, foot width all the way around, and that's the one with the double layer of the mouth, and this is the single layer. So you've got the seam allowances on the outside, and again make sure that on this one the seam allowance is on the outside, and then obviously you've turned this bit inside out, so that's double anyway, so you won't see that afterwards. So once you've sewn all the way around the whole area, take a pair of scissors and just snip the corners off without cutting seam, and cut all 4 corners so that you can turn it inside out neatly. After that, all you have to do is turn it inside out. Just put your hand right inside all the way to the end and pull it. It's easy to get a kebab stick to poke out the corners carefully without going through. And press them flat. So that's the one with the single layer, and still has the pocket, and this is the one with the double layer. Fold the ends over about 1/2 inch and stitch them down both sides. If you want to make a little channel to put a metal piece, you can do one from the edge of the mouthpiece, so it's closed at one end, and do it about 1 centimetre width all the way to the other end, and then push your metal in so it covers about the width of your nose. But you need to remember to take it out when you wash it, put it in the washing machine. If you want to make it really fancy, you can edge stitch all the way around to make it look neater. Actually, once it's been in the washing machine, it comes out much nicer if it is edge stitched. I used a length of between 60 and 70 centimetres of elastic and just pull it through the end channels. Just got a little hook, pull it through. And tie a knot, and there it is. This length goes behind your head. It feels much nicer than the ear, little tiny ear ones. Good luck. It's really easy.